He mentioned that Roy Nelson was the IFL heavyweight champion. He was the very first heavyweight champ in IFL. This guy can fight.
And definitely used to fighting in the ring. That's all IFL does, is fight in this boxing ring. So he should probably have the advantage here fighting in this boxing ring.
Well, let's see if these two grapplers go to grappling or if they do what they say they were going to do, and that's go to striking. So the guy with all the tattoos and his black trunks is Monson, and the guy that's got just one little tattoo on his shoulder is Roy Nelson. So they're starting out by striking. Let's see if anyone lands anything. Light jab by Nelson to get it going.
Yeah, a lot of times, though, you revert back to what you're good at, though. You say you want to strike, and then you always end up grappling if you're good at it. So let's see.
And both of these guys, as we reiterated so many times, the very best in the world at it. But they're both very tough guys. Nice double, triple jabs by Nelson, showing his striking ability as a boxer. See if they see any legs coming up or any knees at all when they get in tight. You will if they get in tight. You'll see knees.
Yeah, Nelson's very light on his feet for such a heavy guy.
He sure is, isn't he?
Oh, good stuff by Nelson. You see, his feet came off the ground when he sprawled. It was such a good sprawl. And this is not where Monson wants to be right now.
He's in the half guard. Nelson is. And Nelson is in a position where he can rain down some thunder if he possibly can. Don't forget, both of these guys are very experienced in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well. So he'll try to improve his position here and come with some power shots while they're on the canvas.
Definitely. Munson's not, he's been in this position many times. He's very comfortable in a half guard position. Look for him to try to replace guard or even just to try to stand up from here or get some sort of sweep. Monson knows what he's doing on the ground.
And if there's no position improved here, the referee will stand them up. But as long as they have something free and throw, you see the underhook there by Monson. And now he gets his arm out and pulls in the head. And the idea, of course, is to hold him close to you, so when you take away the distance, a guy can't pound you on the ground.
Exactly right. Monson wants to get his right arm under Roy's left arm. Roy's dropping some good elbows there.
Crowd getting a little itchy, and I don't know why. These guys are grapplers. This is what they do.
Yeah, and look, Roy just passed Monson's guard, not Monson's half guard. That's beautiful right there.
Nice job. He's in the side control. He comes up with a knee on the inside, and you see the hip coming up from Monson, trying to improve his position. And then there's a bit of a he almost got up. He had the underclaw there, and now trying to wrap the arm around his head. He gets back in a half guard situation again.
Right, that's still a better position though than what he was. He was in side mount, and Roy was going to knee on belly, which where he definitely doesn't want to be, because then you could really rain down punches. So Monson did a great job of recovering and getting back into half guard. So at least it's somewhat better.
And those are some of the things that I want the boxing people to understand. That didn't just happen. That's because these guys know what they're doing when they're down here. There's more to it than just what appears to the uneducated eye of rolling around. Again, they're both trying to improve their position, and the crowd getting itchy because they want to see, what they want to see is the grounded pound right here from this position.
Yeah, exactly. If Roy can post up and rain some punches down, then they'll be happy, but they're not happy with him just laying on top of him. But Roy's doing a good job. He's trying to work his thing. I mean, you got to understand, when you're in there, you're just trying to win the fight no matter what. I mean, the crowd's got to understand that, but the crowd wants to see excitement.
He gets the elbow in the throat and then lets the elbow go again. You see him trying to close the guard around that right leg of Nelson. Nelson trying to get up a little bit, maybe try to pass the guard. He can't get that right leg pulled through.
Yeah, it's going to be tough with Monson. Even though he has short legs, he's got strong legs, so that's wrapped around his voice.
Yeah, he's got it around his ankle there and really holding that leg in, so he can't pass the guard right now.
Right, and it's tough to get any power shots unless you really post off, but as soon as Roy tries to post up, Monson will try to get an underhook and then try to reverse him to get guard back. Just like he's doing right now. He's getting a left hand under Roy's right arm. He just needs to keep pushing forward with that.
And leaving the hip up. You see him lift the hip up.
Oh, not a good thing for Monson. Now he's mounted.
He's in what they call a full mount position now. He's up, and now you should see some punishment come down.
Looks like Roy's setting up an arm right here. And they just escaped power out of it.
Power out of it. Back on their feet. Back to the striking game now. At the very end, he was trying to set up the armbar. He just couldn't quite grab that wrist and hang on to it, and he pulled it out.
Monson was just too strong. He got a little bit too much distance when Roy tried to post up his left leg to spin for an armbar, looked like. And Monson took, nice snapping jab by Monson. And then he just got too much distance, and Monson just, pretty much bench pressed him off.
Monson again, the guy with all the tattoos. A heavy-set guy, Roy Nelson. And they're huffing and puffing with 25 seconds to go in this 5-minute round. But a lot of work and a lot of effort expended when they were down. They weren't just laying there, as the uneducated eye might think. And again, you mixed martial arts fans know exactly what they were doing when they're down there. And I'm trying to drag the boxing fans into an appreciation of what they were doing. And Seth, you're doing a great job explaining it. He shoots, but the sprawl stops him. Gets the arms to, even though he has the underhooks, he ties them together, and the bell ends round number 1.
Right, Monson had a good shot there. Got double underhooks, pushed him to the corner, but ran out of time. Crowd not understanding, but this might be a boxing crowd. It takes a little bit of time to educate people and know what they're doing. Yeah, you have to give Nelson that round. I mean, even though Monson shot in on him, Roy sprawled very good and stuffed the shot and ended up on top of Jeff. And also mounted Jeff, even if it was for a split second. It was still a mount position, which gave him points. And here's Roy on top right now in the half guard. Monson trying to get the underhook, doing a very good job getting the underhook, but Roy putting the wizard on really tight. And here's where Roy's trying to set up an armbar. It looks like he's pulling that left leg up, and then look, just a little bit too much distance. And Monson takes advantage of it and just pretty much shrimps right out of it and back up to their feet.
Once he got up over his head, there wasn't much else he could do but scramble out of there.
Pretty much.
Here we go, round number 2. Again, it's scheduled for 3. These are 5-minute rounds. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan. With me, Seth Petroselli, the guy that put the, as I said at the top of the show, the chink in the armor of Kimbo Slice. In here, the principal's Roy Nelson to the right of your screen, and the fellow with all the tattoos is Jeff Monson. 2 world-class grapplers. He shoots, the ropes hold him up, he gets the arms wrapped around, and he trips him down.
Beautiful double arm inside trip by Roy. Right to side mount. Man, I thought Monson had a takedown on him, but then Roy just reversed it, double underhooked, and right down.
He did a great job. He's got the half guard on him, but the hips are way forward of Roy Nelson, so he's in pretty good position to rain down some punishment. You see the right arm of Monson trying to tie up the left arm of Nelson, and this is all part of trying to improve the position for both guys. He rolls the hips, trying to escape out of there.
Well, Monson's doing a perfect job. That's exactly what he wants to do, is get that like that, but he's so for the guillotine, and he's back up to his feet. Beautiful defense by Monson, back up to his feet.
Still tied up, and this is what these guys are masters at. This is the first knee we've seen. That's from the Muay Thai discipline. These guys tied up in here now, and this is the real clinch game. Dirty boxing, the knees, elbows if they can get one free.
Monson's got some good Roy's answering right back with the knees.
Nelson leaning up against Monson. He'd like to try and get those arms free and throw him down. He's got the underhooks right now, and that would be one way of throwing him down if he possibly can. But Monson's got a pretty good sprawl going every time he tries to apply pressure to him. Now he wraps them around his body, and the knees keep coming from Monson. Yeah,
Roy's got still double underhooks, but Monson's doing a good job of locking down both arms. That's what you're supposed to do, is lock down both arms and squeeze tight, get your hips away. Inside trip, right to side mount too. This is exactly where he wanted to be, landing side mount like that.
All right, now he's in a position where he can actually throw down some punches.
And submissions. Oh, Monson just powers
out.
Oh,
look at that. Now that's, folks, I hope you appreciate what he did, because you use the term he powered out of it. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, I think he just tricep pressed 260 pounds off his body.
That's incredible strength. And he's back with the underhook.
Monson looks a little winded here.
Nelson has the left hand free, but now it's tied up with the right arm of Monson.
You see how Roy's putting all his weight into Monson so he can't go anywhere against that corner? Good news.
And now here's Monson with the push-up against the ropes. And again, he's been successful with the knees. There's been about 6 or 7 of them. They don't look heavy, but believe me, when they're coming at the midsection, he feels them.
Oh, yeah, that's right in the solar plexus, man. Especially when you're breathing in or out. If he catches the right moment, that's knocking the wind out of you.
There's about 10 of them in this round. This is the clinch game at its best. With the Muay Thai knees coming to the midsection, you'll see probably Nelson try to trip him again and take him down.
Yeah, he's had success with that inside trip from double underhooks. I'm sure he's going to try to go for that again.
Or he can try to pull him off the ropes, but this guy Monson is so strong, it's tough to pull him off the ropes and slam him down.
Yeah, unless he gets underneath Monson's hips and gets down real low to lift him up, he ain't lifting Monson up.
Yeah, with his arms wrapped around him, it would be much better if he had the hooks underneath his shoulders and try to get some real leverage in there. See Nelson trying to push that arm down as he's taking a lot of punishment. That one was even higher. That was up in the chest, higher than the solar plexus.
Monson showing real good with his knees.
Coming up to almost 4 minutes gone here in the second round, so there's a fatigue factor right now for these two big men.
Another good knee by Monson. He's really pushing out those knees good, but Roy's not letting up, just pressing him to that corner.
Monson, I mean, based on just the knees and the amount of strikes that he's had with the knees, could win this round if it continues on for the next 47 seconds like this.
Yeah, I think that takedown, did he even take him down at the beginning of the round? I'm not sure. Yes, he did. So, I mean, that takedown's going to weigh a little bit more than a little bit of knees to the stomach. But it shows that Monson is really working this round a lot, keeping a lot more busy than Roy is. There's that outside trip.
He goes, he hooks the heel around the right heel of Monson and tries to hook it down and bring him down. Now he goes almost down to his knees, but a bit of a sprawl as the underhooks are in there by Monson, showing his strength. Oh,
that would have been really beautiful. You got to get right underneath his hips until right in that glute, right in his butt right there. That's where he should be, and he pulls those knees in.
He tried it, Seth, rather. He pulled him in, and he just couldn't get the leverage on him because the guy's so strong, and of course he's heavy too.
Yeah.
All right, the bell ends the second round. So with the takedown, you'd still give that to Nelson?
I still give it to Nelson. Even though Monson worked a little bit more up top as far as like the striking in the knees, Roy still put the pressure on him. We're still pushing him against the ring, the corner, and still got the takedown. Still give it to Nelson.
Like, he's doing something in those clinches. I want you to do a little something in those clinches, okay?
And here's where Jeff just pretty much benched him off the side mount, the escape there, which is beautiful by Jeff. It's a good thing there weren't knees allowed to the face on the ground, or Roy could have took advantage of that.
Come on, Jeff. You got to put it through. All right, we're coming up to round 3. The Colonel Bob Sheridan with Seth Petrozelli. Our principal's Roy Nelson, who we think is out in front in this fight, and we think Jeff Monson would have to do something in terms of a knockout or a submission to win this fight right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, both guys are expending a lot. I mean, they both look pretty winded, but Roy even still looks in a little bit better shape here even.
Final 5 minutes of this fight. Now, I know boxing fans, you probably like to see more striking, but this is a real art what they're doing in here, this grappling that they're doing and trying to improve their position all the time and having control and the takedowns. This is all part of mixed martial arts, so it's more than just what a lot of boxing fans think, and that's ground and pound, which they find particularly vicious. Semi-shoot there, but no ability to take down Roy Nelson. It's Roy Nelson to the left of your screen, and the fellow with all the tattoos is Monson.
Yeah, Roy's popping out those jabs pretty good, keeping Jeff thinking about shooting in like that. That's all he's doing with those jabs, just making Jeff thinking about just shooting in with no consequences.
Other than the knees, we haven't seen any real kicks with these guys. Big roundhouse right by Monson, so he's going to try and knock this guy out.
Yeah, he's shooting with that big overhand right. Looks like he's throwing that overhand to try to take him down, which is a setup a lot in MMA. You throw a big overhand to a double leg takedown or to a clinch even.
Seth, you mentioned something in the first round. That's true, but these guys, for the size they are, pretty good on their feet. Yeah, I mean, when you gain quickness, you know?
You got to be at this level, man. I mean, to be this big and that nimble, that's how everybody is now. People are 7 foot tall and can bounce around like a feather, man.
The strikes continue by both guys, and these are guys that, you know, are known for their grappling and wrestling, and yet this is the striking game that both of them have worked on. We haven't seen any kicks by either guy. All we've seen is knees, and most of the knees have come from Monson.
Yeah, I don't know if these guys kick all too much. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Yeah, we haven't seen it at all tonight anyway.
If I was in there, I'd like to take some kicks.
He shoots a nice recovery by Nelson, who scrambles right back up to his feet.
And there's a kick that we were just talking about.
Yeah. Couldn't wrap up the legs to gain control, and Nelson able to bounce right back up. Both guys sort of winded right now. The roundhouse right hand by Jeff Monson doesn't find a home, nor does the left